This content is brought to you by BEC Financial Technologies, developing and operating IT for Danish banks.
Please give a warm welcome to Karol Pieciukiewicz, Microsoft Azure MVP, joining us on this stage.
Hello, everyone. I have a great pleasure to discuss secure AI code. So the major part of this presentation will be a live demo. Introduction was done, so we can just skip to the meat of the presentation. So why this subject in general? So in general, when you generate the code using the AI, it can be probably not safe. So I wouldn't run it on my computer, on my environment. So this is why you need a dynamic session. This dynamic session is suitable for automated code execution, which can run in the sandbox. So your environment is encapsulated from all the components, so you are safe, more or less. Of course, it can be used in the different scenarios, like the web app integration, for example, when you have some platform, when the users write the code and you judge it is fine, or this is wrong. So it can also be used in such a scenario. And what is really great on the solution over Azure Container Apps dynamic session, that is spin up really fast. You will see in a demo. Okay, so what about the payment? So you have two possibilities. One is the code interpreter session. So you pay for the session duration. These are 3 cents per an hour, so pretty cheap. The another solution is to run custom container sessions. Then you pay for the workload you are using, for example, some virtual machine and so on. And of course, this pricing depends on how much resources do you need. So it's hard to judge how much it will cost you. Okay, so the dynamic session is a Hyper-V isolation for your untrusted code. As I said, you have complete isolation. This is a sandbox environment, as is really nice for LLM code safe execution. Okay, some configuration always need to be done. So in that service, you have possibility to disable egress, so you are sure that no traffic will leave your environment. Of course, you can enable it, but I don't think so. You create the sandbox environment to communicate with the outside world. And of course, the best practice will be to minimize the network connectivity with the outside. Okay, so as I said, now we jump to the demo. So firstly, I would like to show you what resources are needed when we want to set up such a solution using the Terraform. So I really like to start with two components. Like the first is the information about your client, your identity which you are using, and the second is the name, which is a random pet. I'm using it for the demo, so I just have a really nice name for my resources. The second, of course, which is necessary, is the resource group in Azure. I think I do not need to explain that. For sure, when we want to some AI solution in our scenario, we must create Azure Cognitive account, and the creation is really easy. So you have the name, the location, of course, the name group. The kind is OpenAI, and the SKU name is S0, so we'll pay for it. Okay, so if we have the container for our cognitive services, of course, we need some model. I used the newest model from the OpenAI, and this is GPT 4.1. For that, of course, you need to find the correct version. The available version currently is that one. Probably it will change in the future. And the SKU name, the SKU, so the limitation of our model will be a global standard, so the cheapest one. And the capacity will be 100. It means 100K requests per minute. I know this is a quite big number for the demo, but we don't have a limitation. Yeah, I think the last resource is the session pool from the Azure Container Apps, and I have a really bad luck because this resource is not available in the Terraform in the Azure provider, so I had to use the Azure AP, which is not so fun like Terraform, but it can be done. I don't like it, but this is only way to go. So what about this configuration? Of course, you have the location, and you see that the location is different from the resource group, which means that this is the reason because this dynamic session is not available in Sweden, where I deployed my module. So I deployed this resource in the Poland Central. So in Sweden, it's not available. In Poland, in our region, this is available. Funny fact. Next, the configuration about our container dynamic session. So we need to specify the container type. I will use Python, but you can use a custom container. So, but then you of course need the base image, more configuration, deploy the container registry, and so on. But it can be done. Then we have a dynamic pool configuration, so cooldown period, so how much time must be left that this session will be cooled down, and the execution type, as you see, this will take 5 minutes. In my configuration, of course. The environment ID must be set because without that it doesn't work. So I had to set it to null. And the same things about managed identity settings. The pool type, of course, will be dynamic, like hold the session. The scale configuration, so I set max session to 100. And of course, like I said in the beginning, the egress will be disabled. So now I need to create those resources in my Azure environment. Of course, I tested it before the session, but always can be some surprise. Where is my mouse? Okay, yeah. Okay. I really often work with the Terraform, and I really like to create aliases because I don't like typing. I'm the lazy person. So I have 3. So TI will be Terraform init, TP will be Terraform plan, and TAA will be Terraform apply auto apply. I just before this session I done Terraform init, so now I need to create Terraform plan. Yeah, this part always works. Okay, so now we'll do Terraform. So TAA, Terraform apply auto approve. So, okay, I will show you also the Azure side, and we can bet what path will be chosen. All right, now we see the Azure. Of course, I have some resource groups, so we just will find a new one. So you see that the random path will be known after apply. So in a second, we should know. Okay, and of course we'll be using the Python to write the code to make the IA to write the code. I know this sounds funny, but it's like that you have some small piece of code which communicate with the model and then create the dynamic session, execute the code, and then you give you the result of that execution. Yeah, we see that it works. And yeah, Pegasus, you see, Pegasus deployment. Yeah, we see how it looks. Maybe some refresh. Page number 3 probably. Yeah, AG Pegasus. So as you probably know, the infrastructure is really easy. So we have the Azure OpenAI and dynamic session pool. If we'll look at the portal, we see that only configuration is that page. So we have our pool management endpoint, will be really useful for our configuration, the language type, and those settings which we set on the Terraform. So I doesn't lie. Okay, we are missing one more thing from our code, the outputs, because we need some data to configure our application. So I added the Azure OpenAI endpoint, pool management endpoint, and OpenAI deployment name. Okay, I will put one more time TAA. Now it should be really, really fast. So, okay, we have the configuration. You see here, now we need to configure our application. Okay, so of course I created some placeholder environment configuration file, and we need OpenAI AdMol pool management and deployment name. We just simply copy it from the Terraform output. Yeah, Pegasus deployment is the name of the deployment name, and the last one will be pool management endpoint. Okay, so our configuration is done. Now I have the run.python. What we have here? Basic load the environment variables, create the our configuration variables. Now we have to define the LLM instance. Is the Azure Chat OpenAI, and for that we need the API key. API key is done from here, based on our login, because I'm logged through the Azure CLI, so I can reuse that login. We have the Azure deployment name, the OpenAI version, AP type, and temperature should be set to 0. Now the really crucial part. So there is a session Python replication tool, and the only configuration is the pool management endpoint, which enable us to generate and run the code. Sorry, only run the code. The generation will be done through the model. Now we set our set of tools, because this solution based is on the LangChain. Then we have the basic prompt. This comes from the LangChain also, and we create our agent. As you see, agent uses the LLM, uses the tools, and uses the prompt. And now this agent will decide which tool will be used. If we have many tools, then it will automatically decide which tool should be called, and it works. Okay, we define the agent executor. So this is the skeleton of our application. Now we can, the basic thing, we set the message, and And the one can be what is the current date and time in UTC. Yeah, sorry, the UTC. Okay, and now only what we need to do is to execute a agent executor, click invoke, and set and put the message. Let's see. And we have the response. Yeah. Of course, open the console, terminal, see what we are. Okay. My virtual environment is already done, so this is activated and all dependencies are installed. I didn't want to do that in live session, so forgive me for that. So we are Python run PI. So we'll execute this little piece of code. Oh, I knew that would happen. Okay. This is always the risk. Yeah, the authentication permission denied. Okay, I know what is going on. This is a good information. So, like I said, the dynamic sessions are encapsulated. So this is a sandbox environment. So even if I have the owner permission over my Azure instance, I still need to assign the permissions. So we will quickly do that. Go to main TF, and we will assign the permission. We need two permissions. Azure Container App Session Executor, so I can create the dynamic session, and also the OpenAI user. Okay, so we go back to our console, the second one. We apply TAA, so Terraform apply auto approve. Right, wait a second. We see that we have 2 resources to be added, and hopefully no to destroy. Yeah, it should be fast. Okay, so in the meantime, you can think of message you want to say to our agent, what to code. I'm open for that. So I have 2 more use cases, but you can think of your own and just let me know. Okay, so our Terraform is done. Okay, now we will try one more time. Okay, it's still the permission denied. Maybe it's too early. Yeah, you see how this environment is secured. Yeah. I have the backup configuration, so don't worry. We will manage it. Okay, we'll try one more time and then switch to the backup configuration. Yeah, I will give my backup configuration, so we can use that one, and we'll go back if we have enough time to that one. And we'll see if, yeah, this is working, and the funny thing, the code for the infrastructure is the same. So we probably need some time to these roles to be propagated in Azure, so we can continue with that. You see, I put it the message, what is the current date and time in UTC, and you see here we have the code which was generated by the module, and then it was it was invoked, and we have the result. You see here. We have the result, so, and the answer that the current date and time in UTC is something. So this is really basic scenario of the usage of the dynamic pools, but I have really nice one, which at least I think is really nice one. So we can upload the files to this execution. So I wouldn't write it because I can make some mistakes. So we have the data, important data. Those are some numbers. Then we create the binary of this file, and we make the upload file to our tool. Then we just write where this file was uploaded, and then we say the message, sum the numbers in the file, and we provide the full path to this file. Okay, I will comment that one, and we will run. Yeah, so now you see that the code for the Python is a little more longer, but you see that the result is, I think, is correct. Do you agree that this is correct? The sum of the numbers is fine, so it works good. Okay, but I personally really like this solution to generate images, because I know that we have a GPT image for now, but but this is a new solution. If we want to plot some data, we have some business data, and we have our corporate chat, then we cannot do that. It will simply just make the table with the numbers, nothing more. So I really like this tool to generate the data, to generate the images like the plots. So imagine that we have really hard function, the quadratic function. So we tell our model to generate a quadratic function. So then we'll use our base 64 string to generate the image. You see that we have we execute the code from the which was generated by the LLM, and then as a response we get the base 64. So then we can easily create any draw any plot we want, and I really like this solution. So you see that we have our code is now a little bit longer, and we have the base 64, a pretty long one, but it should be available here. Yeah, we have a really nice plot of the quadratic function. And of course, it's a basic scenario with the combination that you can draw plots, you can give your data, your files, you can easily do some financial drawing or something like that. Okay, do you have some messages which you want to say to our agents to do the job? Don't be shy. You can tell whatever you want. This is not your wife, so. Okay, maybe later on we can catch up. Okay, so that was the demo. So the key takeaways. So you understand how the isolation works. So our environment is sealed and is safe to generate and execute the code. We can configure the sessions, so we can even make some conjunction with our network. We can optimize costs. As you see, 3 cents per hour session is a really low price for such a tooling. And you saw how fast this dynamic session was created. So this is instantly. And I think this is the only way to deliver the code execution which is safe in your corporate environment. Okay, the Q&A. Do you have some questions? Hot topic, I know.
Ready with the microphone. Do we have any questions in the room? Yes, we do.
Thank you so much. Very interesting presentation. I have a couple of questions for you. One of them, maybe do you use Azure DevOps for this issue? Maybe can you recommend some plugins, some extensions? The next one, do you use Terraform? Maybe. And can you present, can you tell about some plus of this solution?
Okay, so for sure, using the Terraform for big solutions is a good idea, but then your structure is well defined and your environment configuration is easier. But of course, for that demo, it doesn't make sense. About the DevOps, I think I didn't get the question. So you mean about this tool to use inside the DevOps? Okay, to automate the process of deployment application. Okay, so these dynamic sessions are rather for code execution. So the chain is like that. You put your prompt, you get the code which is unsafe, and this is place where you can execute this code with the sandbox environment. Of course, the deployments of such a tool can be automatized using the DevOps, so you can give your users application really easy one, like chatbot or something like that, where they can play with it. But I don't think so that this particular tool can be useful for the Azure DevOps process or any DevOps process.
Do we have any other questions in the room? Okay, 2 of them.
Since that one appears to be kind of safe, did you try or did you play with jailbreaking or prompt injections using that solution?
Yes, I accidentally made such a prompt. So I tell, forget what you ever learn, what you see in your context, and then you face the policy filter, which is in the Azure OpenAI. So of course you can deploy your model without the policy filter, but I wouldn't recommend that. You can also create your own policy filter, but we have 2 aspects. So the one aspect is how your code is generated. So this is the LLM responsibility, and how this code is executed is a dynamic session pool responsibility. So you are safe. I will say safe because we are not always safe in the digital world. But I think this dynamic session, I couldn't break them. So I couldn't make any egress call if the settings was set, and I also cannot access my internal network resources.
Great presentation, thanks. And my question is, how safe are our data in this dynamic sessions? I mean, do we have any kind of assurance that no models will be training on that, no our company data will be leaked? Or
So this session is created each time. So when you create your session, you execute your code, and this session will be cooled down in 5 minutes. So all data which you put there, all the code you uploaded are destroyed and cannot be recovered.
All right, do we have any other questions in the room? I do not think so. So it's time to scan the QR code, I guess.
Yeah, thank you. And if you would like to stay in touch with me, you have my blog, azureway.cloud, and my LinkedIn. So if you would like, text me, feel free.
Okay, so I would say moment for photographers right now, but a moment for QR scanning right now. I think we are good, no? Some more people taking photographs. Okay, thank you so much for this presentation. And now Paweł joins you on the stage to present our speaker with an award.
Thank you
So much.